Welcome. Welcome to the Coffee Corner. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day so far. Woo! Find out about the 411 of the crazy of the world around us. Yeah. I know I didn't do a scope yesterday. I don't know. Just didn't feel like doing a scope yesterday. And I just needed to take some time. I know, my hair. My hair, everything. Screw it. I'm here. Let's take a look at the craziness what's going on right now. Man, so much has come out and so much has evolved over the last little while, and especially this week. And we are into a world that is bringing in more and more and more and intense and intense and intense. But one thing is, um, or the kind of like the information or the revelation or whatever you want to call it that I'm receiving is, so much people want to put energy into something other than what they are actually aligned with. So let's per se, like they want to put their energy into negativity or evil and that, and you know, go all into that. Let's switch it around and put our energy into love and put our full. But the thing is, it's funny when people say, yeah, it's a good idea, yet we always have that yet. Yeah, I want to come in with love. Yeah, I want to come into that energy of fully connecting with the bounds of the universe, of the joys and the scrumptiousness of the universe. Yet we get triggered. Interesting. This Taurus energy is to really look at what we do have and look at the beauty that is around us, and that what are we sustaining within our lives that is bringing us the prosperity and the abundance and the love and the joy and the peace. And it's work. It is a constant work. It is a constant, where we can get lost in ego, where we can get lost in saying, I want it to be this way or that way, or it has to look this way or that way. This is where, especially with the moon being in Libra, you know, and Libra about bringing that balance but sometimes Libras get bored. They want to get something else. They want to do something different. And we're going back to this Taurus energy of the maintenance of what it is that we have to maintain. It's an extreme party right now in Taurus. I mean, we have Mercury, Venus, Uranus, Sun, and Jupiter in there, 5 planets in there. Like, that's intense, and this is like bringing the big show, bringing the party on. And then we have with Mars and Rahu, the North Node, conjuncting. And as it's going over, that energy of the North Node. Now, the North Node, the nodes serve that of the sun and moon. It doesn't serve any other planets. It's just serving that. And it is what they call a knot in the universe. You can't really, we know it's there, but we can't really see it. That's where the eclipses and everything happen. This is where, especially with Mars being in there, it's very head, ego. That's Aries. Aries rules the head. It is the ego. Here I come. Here I am. And Rahu is the head of the dragon. So there's a lot of lostness that can happen in our head. And that's, where we can get really lost and really, into the ego and have the disconnect with our bodies. And here we come into Taurus, is coming into a connection of earth, connection of what is, and being in that constant, being in that flow. Hey, Lexi, and allowing to be in that flow. We can get so lost and that's why I find, as I said at the beginning, about stepping into the love and really fully giving yourself fully to the divine, to the universe. and coming into that fullness of what it is, and that fullness of the divinity. And yet, we all say, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I want to be in that fullness. I want to be in that constant. I want to be, within that building of who I am. Yet we get lost. We get, like, oh, but I want this and I want that. And about how about over here? And if I do this and I do that, and we get lost in all these other little avenues instead of looking at, okay, what is it that I'm maintaining? What is it that I'm creating? I mean, people ask me, go, hey, Mary, what are you up to? What are you doing? I'm always like, same thing, doing the same thing, doing my readings, doing my scope, you know, uh, teaching some classes here and there. I'm still doing it. I'm maintaining that constant. Well, where can we find you? Well, I'm on Instagram. Just go in. You just have to Google the Guru Mama, and I'm going to pop up somewhere in in your vicinity. But that's the thing. It's like I've held this. This is what I'm maintaining. This is what I am creating. And people can get lost in, like, well, I want to go over here and I want to go over there. And then they find themselves very scattered. And here we have this energy, especially with all this Taurus energy, is looking at, are we in a destruction mode or are we in a creation mode? And that's what you got to individually look at within your own selves. Is there a deconstruction of what it is that no longer, that really I need to let go of, to where, no, this has really been what I've been doing, and this is what I really want to continue to create and allow for that creating. That is what you have to really look at within one's own self. And with the energies that are coming in, this is where, and especially with the Sun Jupiter conjunction, which is beautiful, it's looking at that sustainability. It's at the end of Taurus, and it's looking at that, just, that what you are wanting to continue on, or what you are wanting to destroy. And the intensity is there, and the intensity of the ego comes in. We have all of this, where there's a semi-sextile of Venus and the sun over to Saturn, to looking at, I should say, over to Mars, and then the opposition of Libra and the South Node, right? So there's an intensity of really of the ego coming in, and the ego coming in to want to destroy, want to say it has to be this way, because my ego is saying this is the way it has to look. Yet when we drop into and we go into our truth and into our values and say, no, this is what I've constantly done. And it's okay. This is what I'm building. This is what I'm maintaining. This is where my values are. And it's coming from a place of truth and love. But we get scared of that truth and that love. We get scared of wanting to be in the love. We find it too slow. We don't find it's not really giving us what we really want. We find that I'm not obtaining that objective that I think that I really need, where I really need to go. And with all of this energy coming in, five planets in Taurus. Like I get, when you get a lot of planets in your sign, it's heavy. There's a learning that needs to be done. There's a maintenance that has to be done. And here we have these transiting planets that's saying there's a maintenance that we have to start looking and maintaining within ourselves and within the values that we are wanting to create. And coming in and stepping into that truth, and that truth is love. That truth is saying, I'm giving myself to the truth and the love of the divinity. And it's like, whoa. But then we get this crazy fucked up thing within our head that's like, oh, but that's religious. Oh, that's dogmatic. Instead of coming in and saying, fuck all of that. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about dogma. I'm talking about coming into the essence of that truth, the essence of what love wants to lead us. And when we come into that essence, we come into not trying to change things up all the time and go like this and it's like it's in my journey club what I teach, and I say a tree is a tree, a bear is a bear. A bear does not try to be a cougar, right? It doesn't try and get out there and stalk and climb the trees and a bear just does what it does. A bear has an itchy ass. It goes up to a branch and goes up to a tree and scratches his ass. It wants to go eat. It goes and eats. A bear just does what a bear does, right? It's it is. Also there is when you look at it, a bee makes honey. Does a bee try and make anything other than honey? No, it doesn't. And that's the thing. It's like when we try and change and be erratic and oh, I got to be this and I got to be that and I got to be this. It's like there's that causes the cracks within ourselves and with humanity and within the world we live in. And Taurus wants to bring in
Olivia or Olivia Tracy.
That wants to bring in that constance, wants to bring in that truth, and bring in that divinity of it all. That's where it's at. And when we look at that, when we look at that and we feel that and we step into that and we begin to be our beauty, right? Right? So no Instagram today. Oh, Charlene, no one's you can just hang on. When you say no Instagram today, like I'm on Instagram, are you not able to get on Instagram, or you have no Instagram, or you just decide to be on YouTube today? Which is great, because go on, if you can be on my YouTube and like and subscribe, awesome. That helps me out quite a bit because I want to boost it. I need to get 800 more subscribers. No, your live does not show for me. Oh, really? Oh, well, okay. Doesn't show for you. So there's something going on with your Instagram. Like even when I go to it. Oh. But I think I'm showing over here to these people. I'm hoping, just give me a thumbs up if you can see me. So, but that's the thing. It's like looking at, clearly you're already a great soul, and the greatness of your being here, to believe in the goodness of who you are, to believing in that beauty of who you are, holding that goodness, holding that universe. It's providing what is necessary. And what I can't see, because I believe it will,
Olivia or Olivia Tracy.
Hi, I'm online. I gotta go.
Okay, I'm just going to bring Marky soon because he doesn't want to go to the mall with me to get a baby shark.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Now it probably won't show, or it's going to be a glitchy on my on my thing. So there you go. Hello, Derek. How are you, my love? I'm hoping that you're having a beautiful day in your neck of the woods on the East Coast. So blessings to you. But that's, going back. Sorry about the disruption. As you all know, there's always a disruption on my lives. Hey, that's what's constant. Disruptions on my live. Either it's the dog or my husband or my children or something happens. So it's all good. So believe it will. Holding the goodness. This is the reality of what and to be stable. If everyone changes their minds on what is good and bad, every millisecond, and that's what people seem to be doing. They're jumping this bandwagon of this is what it is. This is what it is. It causes the craziness. It causes the erraticness. That's why we have the disruptions right now. And there is this part where everything, everyone trying to switch to something else instead of coming in and really maintaining and holding the light. And maintaining and holding the light can be some of the hardest work that you've ever done, because that's part of our journey. It's part of our earth walk. Right now, there is, as and especially as Jupiter is going to be going into Gemini, huge mental illness. We're going to be starting to hear more about mental illnesses and the problems with mental illness. Right now, they've just finished Meryl David Lander. I think this is part, I think it was National Geographic, I can't remember, but on women and schizophrenia. And women are that they're finding that women are being diagnosed more with a form of schizophrenia in their 40s, and that they're finding that more of these women are having that. Now, this is, especially with, as Jupiter goes into Gemini, about the mental health and these new diagnoses that are coming out. But one of the other ones that with the diagnosis that's coming out with mental illness, and that is like people seeing AI and people seeing distorted faces and stuff, right? You know, there's, and that's why it's, when we come into the light and we come into the love, it helps with the stability of the mind. It helps with giving yourself clarity. When you get fractured and you get, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, it can be split all over the place. Now I can see, because there's so much, and there's some of this is coming down to female hormones, and how many girls are put on hormones, synthetic hormones, at the age of 13 to regulate their period, right? Or to regulate, or their period's too heavy. That's the very first things that doctors want to do. Well, we want to put it on. Now they're finding that there's such effects that happen because you are starting to fuck around with Mother Nature, right? And you're starting to fuck around with how Mother Nature is. And I know there's women out there that are going to tell me that, oh, well, it saved my life. But nobody tried a natural product. Nobody went into mugwort. Nobody went into anything else, right? And that's the thing, there's no explanation for that. Like there's oh God, Sandy got another child coming in. There's sorry. There is no explanation for that, right? Like nobody, they don't go into the natural remedies or how things should go and how the connection is. And they're also finding the connections with alcohol, drugs, and marijuana, cannabis. And I can attest to someone being having schizophrenic tendencies on marijuana and get delusionals and believe there's something there when there's nothing there, and believe that something has happened, and they and nothing, there's not a connection there. They're finding this isolation, and they're finding, also through the isolation and division with women, that this is starting to pop up. They're also attributing it to with menopausal synthetic hormones that they're giving women as well. So there's something there, when we're starting to fuck around with Mother Nature and fuck around with the way the biology is, and trying like, oh, we need something instant to cure this, instead of looking at the basis of, okay, what's going on here? What's in our diet, right? Coming back down to the basics, coming back to the truth and our values with all of this Taurus energy. How can we relate that back into coming and connecting back with our bodies, coming back and connecting within our truth? And when we come back and connect with our truth and our values, it helps us to be able to regulate things. And there's something about maintaining this and learning how to maintain this and learning how to really come back into the connection of who we are and the connection of our bodies. It's a heavy weekend. It really is. I think this is a beautiful weekend of really connecting and coming into ourselves and looking into that connection. Now it's real here in New York City, Mama. Oh, yeah. I think they've legalized it in most states in the United States, cannabis. But that's, I mean, I don't have an issue with cannabis and stuff. I don't have an issue with a lot of that stuff. But I mean, people can have reactions to anything, you know? And that's the whole thing. That's when you come back to the connection. But there's also a part where people are within and wanting to escape so much. And they don't want to come into their reality. They don't want to come into the maintenance of holding that light and coming into that truth and that love. If you're coming in and it's like it's so easy to give yourself over to other things, other stuff that are not good for you. It's so easy to give over to that. It's so easy to give over to a quick fix than looking at, okay, what is it here that I can maintain and keep for a long time? It's like if anybody's doing any gardening, it takes a good 5 years to really get your garden established, to figure out what plant goes where, how, what is really what is best for my garden, what do I grow good and what don't I grow. It takes a good 5 years, and and to really get to that place where everything is in a maintenance, everything is in a constant, everything's in a flow. Before that, it is a little bit crazy. It's a little bit all over the place. Right? So coming into that and maintaining that. So let's pull some cards. If you're wanting to take my level 1 Reiki, it is next weekend, the 25th and 26th. And I have a couple spaces left, so come and join me. Reiki, I feel, is one of the ones that really helps you to maintain that of what you need to maintain within oneself. It really opens up and it allows for you to see more of the light that is around you and helping you to trust your own intuition and your own self in what you are doing. So, and what do we have? The Queen. The Queen of Pentacles is reversed. So we got to really come into our intuition, right? Because it feels like our world is feeling unstable in what we are wanting to create. When she's reversed, it has that instability with it, right? So the Queen comes in and brings in a little bit of instability. And there's a shift. You got to look at the energetic blockages, needing to ground, and a detachment from the materialistic world. Move away from the social media, except for me right now, but move away from the social media and maybe the Netflix and everything else, and really looking into what are my life goals, and looking in what do I want to maintain with my life goals, and what is being taken for granted at this time. Because, yeah, in comes Lady Justice, Libra. Lady Justice comes in. What is feeling unbalanced in your life? What is it that you are not maintaining in your life that needs to be maintained? So looking at that, and perhaps there's a security or financial or emotional that's there that needs to be maintained, that you have put the blocks up that you do not want to receive, and allowing for that constant energy to continue within your life. There you go, babies. Have a fabulous one, and may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. Have a great and fabulous day. If you're wanting a reading, definitely DM me, get a hold of me. If you are wanting to join me for May 25th and 26th, DM me, baby. Email thegurumama@gmail.com. God bless, and may the Lord Goddess bless you. May the Goddess bless you. That's what I got. May the Goddess bless you. All right, I gotta go. My phone is blowing up. Talk to you later.